Hello, everybody. For this voiceover, I'm just going to go over some facts and hints about Stardew Valley. I intend to get a little bit more into things as I play. I will bring more facts and maybe some more juicy details about what goes on in Stardew Valley behind the scenes. I am using the Stardew Valley wiki, and you can go to the Stardew Valley wiki as well if you need any help. But do be careful. If you don't have 1.6 like me, I don't have 1.6 because I play on my Switch. If you don't have it, then it might spoil some things for when you do get it. So if you do not want your experience of 1.6 to be spoiled, then I would be very cautious navigating around the Stardew Valley wiki. That being said, let's continue on with some facts about Stardew Valley. Most of these will be boring and possibly things that you've already heard before, but that's okay. Sometimes repeated information carefully can be very relaxing. When you start a game, you will have a character creation screen. There are a boy and girl. You can choose from 24 skin tones, 74 hairstyles, 112 shirts, 4 pants, 31 accessories, and 10 different animals. That includes 5 different cats and 5 different dogs to choose from. The villagers will refer to you matching how you put your name. If you put all lowercase, they will not correct it to uppercase. The sliders next to the eye color, hair color, and pants color represent hue, saturation, and value. Your animal preference will determine which pet arrives on your farm later. Your gender does not affect your in-game marriage. Your favorite thing will be referenced in the game when the player eats a star drop. If you choose anything containing Stardew with a capital S, it will tell you that you feel an unwavering connection to the valley itself. If you put Concerned Ape with a capital C and A as your favorite thing, then it will tell you that your mind is filled with thoughts of Concerned Ape? Well, thanks. Those are just funny little tidbits. You can later change your appearance for 500 gold in the Wizard's Tower after reaching 4 hearts of friendship with him, or if you gain access to the Witch's Hut and use the portal within. At the character creation menu, there is a button with a wrench icon that contains all of the advanced options, which make it to where you can change the community center bundles between the normal ones and remixed ones. You make it to where the community center is completable in year 1 by guaranteeing that the traveling cart will sell a red cabbage seed sometime in the first year. It will change the chest rewards in the mines between normal and remixed. It will make it so monsters can spawn on the farm. You can change the profit margin. You can choose how many starter cabins there are and how far apart they are. And you can set the randomization in the game from the new randomization system to the old one. I'm not sure how many of those are in 1.6 or not, but as they don't appear to be spoilers, I'm going to leave them there. Anything that seems like a spoiler that is available in 1.6, I will be leaving out as much as possible. For your standard farm choice, you can choose 7 different farms. Each farm has a unique benefit and has a favored specific skill. Once you select a map for your playthrough, you cannot change it. The character is permanently tied to the map once created. Each map takes up the same area, but there are different amounts of usable farm space on each. Your standard farm is the original map with the maximum open space for crops and animals. This is especially good if you want to focus on farming. The forest farm encroaches on the land, limiting your farming space. However, there are renewable stumps on the west edge of the map, and forage items will spawn here as well. There is different types of weeds that spawn on the farm, which look unique and always drop mixed seeds when cut. This is especially good if you wish to focus on foraging. The hilltop farm has lots of cliffs and a special mining area where ore will spawn, as well as unique geode-bearing stones. This is especially good for focusing on mining. The Riverland farm has lots of water, which is limiting for your crops and animals. Fishing is very viable on this farm as opposed to others, and you can catch the same fish that are available in the town. This is good if you wish to focus on fishing. The Wilderness Farm has a large lake in the southwest and a cliff along the south and the east. Monsters do come out at night here. Their stats scale with your combat level. There are wilderness golems that are unique to the map, and this is especially good if you want to focus on combat. The Four Corners Farm is a land divided into 4, that each one has its own perk. It is good for a multiplayer focus. Also, I have used that map for myself. I don't play multiplayer, but that is a good farm to have if you like to section things off. The beach farm is good for fishing and foraging. There are supply crates that wash up on shore. Sprinklers don't work in the sandy soil. It is more tailored to those who don't rely on crops for their main source of income. The focus points here would be foraging and fishing. First harvest on all your maps, Mayor Lewis will give you 15 parsnip seeds to start with. You can use your axe, pickaxe, and scythe on the logs, stones, and grass to clear your area. Using your hoe, you till the soil and plant your parsnip seeds. You can um, get these from the floor inside your home. Use your watering can to water your seeds. Continue to water your crop every day until it grows. Your parsnip will be ready to harvest in 4 days. Crops do need to be watered daily in order to grow. The watering can you get at the beginning only waters one tile at a time. You can refill it at any river, pond, or other body of water. Once you get a sink, you can refill it there as well. You need to water your crops every day. However, if they are not watered, they will not die, but they will not grow either. The best time to upgrade the watering can, according to the wiki page, is the day before it is predicted to rain, as the rain will water the crops, or the 27th day of the season after watering any crops that are expected to ripen on the 28th. The blacksmith needs 2 days to upgrade any tools, including the watering can. However, I enjoy gathering what I need for upgrading throughout the first 3 seasons. And then, in the winter time, I upgrade all of my tools when I have no reason to be using them as often. Sprinklers, which can be crafted, will automatically water the surrounding tiles each morning. The sprinklers have 3 tiers that water bigger areas, bigger surrounding tiles. The first, you start out with 4 tiles. They're the ones that are right above, right below, and to both sides, left and right of the sprinkler, like a plus sign. The next tier is 8 tiles. So it's a 3x3 area. It will water 8 plants in that area. And then the next one up is 24 tiles. That will do a 5x5 area. So you could water 24 plants. The energy is the little bar off to the side with the E on it. It's in the lower corner. It limits your productivity. You can eat food to increase it. And then, most crops and foraged items can be eaten. However, some food can subtract energy. If you hover over the food, then it should tell you about the food and what it will do to you. For instance, some mushrooms you can eat and it will give you energy. However, if you were to eat the purple mushroom, I'm pretty sure it would take away your energy because it is poisonous. Sleeping at the end of the day restore your energy, just like in real life. After 12 a.m., however, your player won't restore 100% energy. If you're exhausted when you go to bed, or you're forced to go to sleep at 2 a.m., you will wake up in the morning with your energy level half restored. In multiplayer, if you lie in bed, you will regain energy over time. The spa will fully restore energy as well if you stay in it for a short period of time. Skills are also a part of your player. You must complete certain actions related to that skill to level up. Farming experience is earned when you harvest a fully grown crop and when you take care of your animals. Foraging experience is earned by foraging and chopping down trees. Mining experience is earned by breaking rocks and ore deposits. Fishing experience is earned by fishing and using crab pots. Combat experience is increased upon killing monsters. As your level increases, you will earn crafting items on every level except 5 and 10, or your professions on 5 and 10. Professions on level 5 and 10 give the player a boost on yielding your products, including more products gained, additional selling price, using less inventory, and more. Your choice of level 5 profession will determine which choices are available at level 10. When you talk and give gifts to villagers, this increases their friendship, just like a skill. You can talk to villagers, you can give them gifts, however, you can only give them 2 gifts per week. As you've earned their friendship, they will send you cooking recipes or gifts through the mail. They will give you access to their bedrooms, and they will treat you differently when talking to you. You may also unlock unique cutscenes and interactions as friendship is earned. When you earn a high level of friendship, some of the villagers are available to marry. Whenever you talk or give a gift to the villager, you'll get friendship points. It doesn't really show you how many points you are having with them every time you talk to them, but you do need 250 points to get 1 heart with them. Talking to them gives you 20 points, which can only be done once per day. And as I said before, you can only give 2 gifts a week, or at least 1 gift per day. They won't accept 2 in the same day. And of course, the television provides useful information. It is located inside your home. All players will have one inside their home when they begin the game. You can buy new televisions from sorry, I've forgotten her name. I know you get them from the hardware store. I can't believe I've forgotten her name. But if you use the television, it will provide you with the weather forecast for the next day. And when you unlock the island, it will also give you a forecast of the island's weather for the next day. There is also the Daily Luck channel, which will tell you if it's a good idea or not to basically go in the mines or go fishing or anything else in the game that might pertain to luck. Sometimes there's a cooking show that will give you free cooking recipes. It will continue to show different recipes whether or not you have them. So sometimes it will just tell you that you already have the recipe. There is also a tips channel where you are told general tips about different things you can do during the season. It's a good time to check up on that every day to see if there's any tips coming up, because sometimes they remind you about things you may have overlooked, like when it's time to harvest berries that are on the bushes all around Stardew Valley. Now I will go over some of the other options. When you create the new game and click the wrench button on the character creation screen, it will bring you to the advanced options. These include community center bundles, mine rewards, guaranteed year one completable, spawn monsters on the farm, and profit margin. The community center bundles can be normal or remixed. Choosing remixed causes different bundles to be available than normal. This is good for a second playthrough if you would like something different. Same for the mine rewards. Choosing remixed is a good choice for someone who has already played the normal rewards. Guarantee year one completable means that you can buy a red cabbage seed from the traveling cart at least once during the first year. This allows you to restore the community center in year one if you were diligent enough to do so. Spawning monsters on the farm allows them to spawn at night on your farm. The profit margin is normal. There is also a choice for 75, 50, and 25%. This is a multiplier applied to the price of items sold and a multiplier applied to the price of seeds. No, all of your prices will never be below 1 gold. It also has multiplayer options, such as starting cabins from none to 7 in a cabin layout of nearby or separate, choosing whether the cabins are placed closer or further away from one another. If you will look at my health, it is measured in the bar next to the energy bar in the top right corner of the user interface. I'm not sure if it is there yet. The health bar is only visible when you're in the mines, the secret woods, the slime hutch, the skull cavern, the volcano dungeon, or when it is not full. The most common way to lose health is being attacked by monsters, or by the slimes in the secret woods or the slime hutch. And you could also lose health by getting hit by the train on the railroad. You may choose the wilderness map or offer a strange bun to the dark shrine of night terrors in the witch's hut to enable monsters on the farm who can attack and drain your health at night. Health can be replenished by consuming food, sleeping, or using the spa. If you're in a multiplayer game, your health and energy can be replenished by standing in bed without going to sleep for the day. Your maximum health capacity starts at 100 points. Each increase in combat level adds 5 points to the player's health meter, with the exception of level 5 and 10. Health points are only increased when leveling up to levels 5 or 10, or if the fighter and defender professions are chosen. If you find Secret Note 10 and meet Mr. Key at floor 100 of the Skull Cavern, this will reward you with a cutscene in which Mr. Key gives you the Iridium Snake Milk, which will increase your maximum health by 25 points. The player will pass out when health reaches 0, The only exception is if the player has a Phoenix ring and is using the ring's ability for the first time that day. One of the villagers will awaken the player. Depending on which one it is, the player may wake up in the entry room of the mines, in the bedroom of the farmhouse, or in Harvey's clinic. If you pass out inside the skull cavern, you will be awakened inside Harvey's clinic. While passed out, you may lose gold and up to 3 inventory items. One lost item can be retrieved through the item recovery service at the Adventurers Guild. The amount of gold lost is determined by your available gold, up to 15,000 gold. If you have a vampire ring equipped, then you gain 2 health points after slaying a monster. I personally have one of those. The energy. You require energy to use tools, with the exception of scythes, weapons, and pans. Picking up or moving a chest with your empty hands also requires energy. Currently available energy is indicated on your energy bar, which reflects the decreases as the day progresses. Energy can be replenished to its maximum by eating positive energy food. Consuming negative energy food, such as sap or void mayonnaise, reduces energy. And it also has a little skull, like a poison icon next to it, so you know not to eat it. To consume it, you just hover over it and select it. It'll ask you if you want to eat it, and you would say yes. More expensive foods will provide more energy than cheaper foods. Standing in the spa water will also restore your energy. In a multiplayer game, players slowly restore energy by standing in bed. But you don't go to bed, you simply stand in it. At exhaustion, you come exhausted upon reaching 0 energy. This is indicated by a little bubble over your head with an X in it, and there's a notice of you feel sluggish from overexertion. Your movement speed will be significantly reduced. Your weapons and tools will take longer to use, and you can no longer cast your fishing pole. Other energy-consuming tools can be used, but if your level becomes negative, at negative 15, the player will pass out, ending the day. If you pass out anywhere outside the house, you will lose 10% of your money, up to 1,000 gold. Increasing the energy back above 0 by eating food or other means will restore your movement and allow fishing poles to be cast again, but you remain exhausted for the remainder of the day. There is no in-game indicator of the lingering exhaustion, but it results in a 50% reduction in that night's energy restoration. The after effect can be avoided by curing exhaustion. You cure exhaustion by taking muscle remedy or kissing your spouse for the first time in the day. A few warning signs exist to notify you before imminent exhaustion. your energy is less than 20, any energy consuming activity makes your energy bar shake and emit beads of sweat. When your energy first falls below 15, a notice appears stating you're starting to feel exhausted. These are warnings, not indicators of true exhaustion, and have no effect on your activities or overnight energy restoration. Sleeping will restore your initial energy level for the next day. Going to bed at or before 12 a.m. normally restores energy to its maximum. However, if you go to bed late or pass out, or if you are exhausted, the amount of the energy regained is reduced. If the player goes to sleep exhausted, sleep will remove the exhaustion, but your energy restoration will be reduced by 50%. Energy restoration is reduced if you go to bed after 12 as well. This reduction stacks with the exhausted penalty. For example, if you go to bed at 12:10, you will have a 2.5% energy loss for the next day. If you go to bed at 1 a.m., it will take 25% off of your energy healing. And at 2 o'clock a.m., it will take 50% off your energy level absorption. If the new day's calculated energy level is lower than the player's actual energy at the time they went to sleep, your energy level will be left unchanged and not reduced unless you are exhausted. A player cannot start a day with less than 1 energy. The morning after a skill is leveled up, or after changing professions at the Statue of Uncertainty, you will awaken with full energy, regardless of your sleep or exhaustion calculation. Besides sleeping, other actions can be taken to restore energy, as such using the spa, being in a bed in multiplayer, and eating certain edible items. While you relax in the spa or swim in it, your energy and health will increase by 1 until both are full if you have not moved recently. You play when you start the game with 270 maximum energy. When you eat a star drop, it permanently increases your maximum energy by 34 points. Eating every star drop available in the game permanently increases maximum energy to 508. Temporary increases in maximum energy are also possible. Up to 2 max energy buffs can be active at the same time. 1 from a drink and 1 from a food. The largest possible temporary value of maximum energy is 588. Some things that can help you with your buffs is a bean hot pot. It requires 2 green beans to make. It will give you 125 health or energy and 56 health. It will give you maximum energy for 37 minutes, and it will give you magnetism plus 32 for 7 minutes. A complete breakfast is made with fried egg, milk, hash browns, and pancakes. It will give you 200 energy and 90 health. It will give you plus 2 on farming and a max energy of plus 50 for 7 minutes. Green tea is made with tea leaves. It gives you 13 energy and 5 health. It gives max energy for plus 30 for 4 minutes and 12 seconds. The lobster bisque is made from lobster and milk. It gives 225 for energy and 101 health. It gives fishing 3 points and your max energy plus 50. It lasts for 16 minutes and 47 seconds. The red plate is made from red cabbage and radish. It gives 240 energy and 108 health. Your max energy will go up by 50 for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Super meal is made from bok choy, cranberries, and artichoke. It gives you 160 energy and 72 health. It will give you max energy plus 40 and speed plus 1 for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And tonkatsu has coconut, shrimp, and common mushroom. It will give 175 energy and 78 health. Your farming will have plus 2 and your max energy will plus 30 for 7 minutes. I'll be talking about skills. Skills are your attributes, which are leveled up through the use of specific tools or actions. Each skill has 10 levels. A skill level increase is awarded immediately upon earning enough experience points for a new level, and is immediately displayed on the skill tab of your inventory. The first time the player levels up a skill on each day, they are notified with, "You've got some new ideas to sleep on." I think that might be a 1.6. I'm sorry about that. I don't remember that happening in the Switch version of the game. However, I do know at level 5 and level 10, players will be able to select which one of 2 available professions to specialize in once they hit those levels. Each profession has its own set of benefits, such as sell prices for related items. It is note that it awards these knowledge and benefits do not take place. They are seen in the pop-up overnight. They are not available until the first thing the following morning. All your skills need the following points to increase your skill level. Level 1 is 100. Level 2, you need 280 more. For level 3, you need 390 more. For 4, you need 530 more. For 5, you need 850 more. For 6, you need 1,150 more. For 7, you need 1,500 more. For 8, you need 2,100 more. For 9, you need 3,100 more. And for 10, you need 5,000 more. There are 5 different skill sets: farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat. Farming is gained by harvesting crops and caring for your animals. Each level grants you 1 hoe and 1 watering can proficiency. The mining skill is increased by breaking rocks. Usually you do this with a pickaxe, so each level grants +1 pickaxe proficiency. Your foraging skill includes both gathered forage goods and wood from trees chopped with an axe, so each level grants +1 axe proficiency. Fishing is associated with completing the fishing minigame or catching fish in a crab pot. Each level grants +1 fishing rod proficiency. Combat is your skill tied to your ability to fight against monsters and does not give a particular proficiency to your tools. At your skill level of 0, the successful use of a pickaxe, hoe, or axe costs 2 energy points. Unsuccessful uses, such as trying to chop a large log with the wrong axe, costs only 1 energy point. Each cast of the fishing pole costs 8 energy, even if the cast fails, like if the fishing line does not land in water. The watering can that you get in the beginning uses 2 energy. Each increase in skill decreases your energy requirement by 0.1 points for specific tools. Your skill increases past level 10, only possible temporarily via buffs, continue to decrease the energy requirements. So, for example, using a pickaxe at mining level 13 only costs 0.7 points per swing. Powering up an upgraded watering can increases the energy cost by 2 points per power up. Each increase in skill decreases that by 0.1 points. At farming level 0, the starter can uses 2 energy to water 1 tile, but the iridium can at maximum power uses 10 energy to water 18 tiles. At farming level 10, the starter can uses 1 energy. The iridium at maximum power uses 9 energy. Using an upgraded can to water fewer tiles than it is able costs the same energy as the first watering can upgrade that is able to water that many tiles. Attempting to use an empty watering can doesn't use energy. Also, filling a water can never uses energy. Upgrading your axe, pickaxe, and hoe does not alter the amount of energy required to use it. The increased power of the axe and pickaxe and increased area of effect of the hoe will result in less overall energy used for the same task than a lower level tool. All fishing poles use the same energy. 8 points at fishing level 0 and 7 points at fishing level 10. The affected tools for using energy are the hoe, watering can, axe, fishing rod, and pickaxe. The following tools here do not consume energy. That is, pans, scythes, weapons such as swords, clubs, daggers, and slingshots. The milk pail and the shears always consume 4 points of energy. Loading a crab pot with bait or harvesting it uses no energy. For farming, the farming skill is gained by harvesting crops and caring for animals, such as petting, milking, and shearing the farm animals, or picking up the animals' products inside the barns and coops. Using a hoe or watering can does not grant experience by itself, but each level grants +1 proficiency to hoes and watering cans. At level 1, you are given the crafting recipe of scarecrow and basic fertilizer. At level 2, you are given the mayonnaise machine, the stone fence, and the sprinkler recipes. At level 3, you are given the bee house, the speed grow, and the farmer's lunch recipes. At level 4, you are given the preserve stirrer, the basic retaining soil, and the iron fence recipes. At level 5, you will be asked to choose a profession. You may choose rancher or tiller. If you choose rancher, your animal products will be worth 20% more. If you choose the tiller profession, your crops will be worth 10% more. This applies to all vegetables and flowers, plus any fruit that has not been foraged. At level 6, you will receive the cheese press, the hardwood fence, and the quality sprinkler recipes. At level 7, you will receive the loom and the quality retaining soil recipes. At level 8, you will receive the oil maker, the keg, and the deluxe speed grow recipes. At level 9, you will receive the seed maker, iridium sprinkler, and quality fertilizer recipes. And finally, at level 10, if you chose to be a rancher in your previous profession for farming, you can choose from coop master or shepherd. The coop master can befriend coop animals quicker. The incubation time is cut in half for your incubators for anything from eggs and slimes. This also improves your coop product quality. If you choose shepherd, you will befriend barn animals quicker, and your sheep will produce wool faster. This also improves barn product quality. If you chose to be a tiller profession, then you will have the choice of artisan or agriculturist. The artisan means your artisan goods such as wine, cheese, and oil will be worth 40% more. Oil does not actually benefit from the artisan profession. However, this does go with it for some reason. agriculturalist is that all your crops will grow 10% faster. Your mining skill is increased by breaking rocks. Each level adds 1 to your pickaxe proficiency. Mining skill points are awarded when your rocks are destroyed. It doesn't matter if this is done by pickaxe, bombs, or by the action of monsters. Different rock types do give different numbers of experience points. When you reach level 1, you receive the cherry bomb recipe. At level 2, you receive the staircase recipe. At level 3, you receive the miner's treat recipe. At level 4, you receive the glowstone ring and the transmute of iron recipe. At level 5, you are asked to choose a profession. You can choose miner or geologist. If you choose miner, it will give you 1 more ore per vein. If you choose geologist, it gives the chance for gems to appear in pairs. This is a 50% chance per node. It also applies to geodes spawned from breaking rocks. At level 6, you receive the bomb recipe. At level 7, you receive the transmute gold recipe. At level 8, you receive the mega bomb recipe. At level 9, you receive the crystallarium recipe. And at level 10, if you chose miner as your mining profession, you can choose from blacksmith or prospector. If you choose blacksmith, metal bars are worth 50% more. This applies to all your metal bars. Prospector gives you the chance to find coal doubled. If you choose geologist, then your choices are excavator and gemologist. Excavator gives the chance to find geodes doubled. This applies to all 4 types of geodes. And if you choose gemologist, your gems are worth 30% more. This applies to minerals and gems. About foraging. The foraging skill is increased both by gathering forage items found on the ground and by chopping down trees with an axe. Each foraging level adds 1 axe proficiency. At level 1, you get the wild seeds for spring, the field snack recipes. Trees will sometimes drop seeds. At level 2, you get the charcoal kiln cooking recipe. At level 3, you receive the cookout kit and the moss soup recipe. At level 4, you get the wild seeds for summer, the tapper, and the mushroom log recipe. Although I do believe the mushroom log may be from 1.6 because I do not have this item to my knowledge. It also gives you a +1 on your wild berry harvesting. At level 5, you can choose a profession from forester or gatherer. If you choose forester, the trees will drop 25% more wood. This applies to trees, stumps, and logs. If you choose gatherer, you have a chance for double the harvest of your foraged items. It is a 20% chance. At level 6, you get the lightning rod, the wild seeds for fall, and the warp totem beach recipes. At level 7, you get the wild seeds for winter, the warp totem mountains, and the tree fertilizer recipes. At level 8, you get the survival burger, the warp totem farm, and tent kit recipes, as well as another point your wild berry harvesting. At level 9, you get the rain totem recipe. And at level 10, you can choose your second profession. If you chose forester, then you can choose between lumberjack and tapper. If you choose lumberjack, then all trees will have a chance to drop hardwood. And if you choose tapper, then syrups are worth 25% more. Or you can choose gatherer, then you have botanist or tracker. If you choose botanist, then foraged items are always their highest quality. And if you choose tracker, then the location of forageable items is revealed. You will gain experience for this as follows. You get 12 experience for chopping down a tree with an axe, but it has to be all at once, with the last chop causing the tree to fall. 1 experience for removing the tree stump. 1 experience for any berries from shaking blackberries and salmon berries off of bushes in their respective seasons. 25 experience for removing the large stumps and large logs. 7 experience for every foraged item you pick up. If the gatherer profession is doubling the foraged item, you get another 7 XP. 3 experience for each spring onion harvested from Cindersap Forest in the spring. 2 experience for items you have grown from using wild seeds. If you have the gatherer profession doubling the foraged item, then another 7 experience will be granted. 5 experience for, that's 15 experience for destroying a large green rain weed. Oh, I think that one might also be a 1.6 because I have never seen them, but I am not done with the game, so there is a possibility it is in another place that I haven't seen yet. The following things do not grant forage item experience. If you fall a tree with a bomb, it will not give foraging experience. However, if you weaken the tree with bombs before you yourself will cut it down, will still give you experience. Grapes that are grown from grape starters grant farming experience, not foraging. If you dig up items such as snow yams and winter roots, that does not count as foraging. Anything you grow in a garden pot is also not considered foraging. Any non-forage items that are spawned on the ground in the caves, or the mines I should say, like quartz, earth crystals, frozen tears, fire quartz, and dinosaur eggs, those do not give foraging. Also, if any monsters drop items that may be forageables in the town, it does not count as a forageable item. Also, ginger is not a forageable item. Fishing is next. Your fishing skill is increased by catching fish, seaweed, green algae, white algae, or even trash with a fishing pole, or by harvesting crab pots. Each level grants one fishing rod proficiency. It will increase the minimum fish height and bobber bar height, and it will decrease the amount of time before the fish bite. Your fishing skill also increases your chance to find higher quality fish. At level 1, casting distance will be increased by 1 tile. At level 2, you will receive the, the bait crafting recipe, as well as the fiberglass rod and bait will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop. At level 3, you will receive the crab pot and dish of the sea crafting recipes, as well as the crab pot will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop. At level 4, you will receive deluxe bait, worm bin, and recycling machine recipes. The deluxe bait will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop, and your casting distance will increase by 1 tile. At level 5, you must choose a profession. You can choose from fisher or trapper. If you choose fisher, fish will be worth 25% more. If you choose trapper, the resources required to craft trap pots will be reduced. At level 6, you will receive the bait maker, the spinner, the trap bobber recipes, the iridium rod, lead bobber, spinner, and trap bobber will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop. I just called him Fishy. At level 7, you will receive the cork bobber and the treasure hunter recipes, as well as the cork bobber and treasure hunter will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop. At level 8, you will receive the barbed hook and dressed spinner crafting recipes, as well as the barbed hook and dressed spinner will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop, and your casting distance will increase by 1 tile. At level 9, you will receive the seafoam pudding and the magnet recipes, as well as the magnet will be unlocked in Willie's Fish Shop. At level 10, you have a choice again. If you chose Fisher, then your choices are Angler and Pirate. If you choose Angler, fish will be worth 50% more. If you choose Pirate, the chance to find treasure while you are fishing is doubled. If you chose Trapper before, your choices will be Mariner or Lure Master. If you choose Mariner, then crab pots will no longer produce junk items. And if you choose Lure Master, the crab pots will no longer require you to fill them with bait. For combat, combat skill is increased by fighting monsters. Some levels add to your total health, as shown by an increase in your health meter. At level 1, you receive the sturdy ring and bug steak crafting recipes. At level 2, you receive the life elixir crafting recipe. At level 3, you receive the roots platter recipe. At level 4, you receive the warrior ring recipe. At level 5, you must choose a profession. You can choose fighter or scout. If you choose fighter, all your attacks will deal 10% more damage, and you will gain 15 HP. If you choose scout, your critical strike chance will increase by 50%, but you will not receive HP. At level 6, you will receive slime egg press and garlic oil recipes. At level 7, you will receive the Ring of Yopa and Thorn's Ring recipes. At level 8, you will receive the Slime Incubator and Explosive Ammo recipes. At level 9, you will receive the Iridium Band and Squid Ink Ravioli recipes. And at level 10, you must choose again. If you chose Fighter before, you have a choice between Brute and Defender. If you choose Brute, you will deal 15% more damage. This does stack with your previous choice of the Fighter skill. And if you choose Defender, you will get 25 more HP. If you chose Scout before, you can choose between Acrobat and Desperado. If you choose Acrobat, your cooldown on special moves will be cut in half. You do not receive any HP for this. If you choose Desperado, your critical strikes are much deadlier. This does not add any HP, but you will have 2 times the critical strike damage. If you wanted to change your profession, the Statue of Uncertainty in the sewers will allow you to do so. If you donate 10,000 gold, the statue will have you choose one skill to change. That night, after you go to bed, the level 5 choose a profession screen will appear, followed by the level 10 choose a profession screen with a skill selected at the statue. Only skills for which professions have already been chosen will appear on the statue's menu. As soon as you choose a profession to change, the bonuses for your existing professions will disappear. Skills that give bonuses to sell items will not apply to the items placed in the shipping bin that day that you changed your profession. It is just like leveling up a skill at the end of the day. You will wake up with full energy the next day no matter what. Using this statue on any given day will cause the player to wake up with full energy. We will go over the passage of time and how it works in the game. Time passes at 0.7 real seconds per in-game minute. In your single player mode, time will pause out when you are viewing a cutscene, viewing dialogue, or a menu, like the game menu or your quest journal. And during some animations, like reeling in fish or jumping on and off your horse, in multiplayer mode, the game doesn't pause automatically. If we ignore the pauses, the in-game time goes to real time like so. In the game, if it has been 10 minutes, our real time is 7 seconds. So, if 7 seconds passes in our world, it is 10 minutes in the Stardew Valley world. In the game, it has been 1 hour after 42 seconds. So not even for 1 minute, and it is already an hour past in the game. A full day from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. is 14 minutes. So if you just want to play one day in your Stardew Valley game, it will last about 14 minutes if you don't take any pause. 1 week in the game is 1 hour and 38 minutes, which means if you want to play through a whole week, it would be 1 hour and 38 minutes if you don't pause. If you play through a full season, it would take you 6 hours and 32 minutes. Make sure you have a lot of time on your hands for that. And to play for a whole year would take 26 hours and 8 minutes. Again, that's with no pausing, checking your game menu or billboard or quest journal, anything that would cause the game to pause the time. So that is the minimum amount of time. If I had to give it a guess, based on my own gameplay, a full day takes me at least 20 to 30 minutes. I would say the sweet spot is around 20 to 25 based on what I do that day. Same with a week. I would say with the pausing and the planning that I do, it would take about an hour, hour and a half to 2 hours. I think 2 hours is the right amount of time for me to finish a week. As for a season with pauses, I would say it would take about 7 hours. And for a year, I would say maybe 30 hours, just to add up all the time that I am pausing. About the day cycle and the effects that it has. The main effects of the day cycle are the process of sleeping and saving that happen overnight. You may choose to go to bed at any hour to sleep and progress your time to the morning of the next day. As long as you go to any bed, then a dialogue will prompt you to confirm your decision. However, as time passes midnight, the characters will show they are tired and in need of sleep. Sleep restores your energy and health to full if you go to bed no later than midnight and are not exhausted. And it will restore to half if you pass out or are exhausted. The longer past midnight you stay awake, the less energy you wake up with. About 75% restored if you sleep at 1 a.m. and 50% restored if you sleep right before 2. Regardless of when you sleep, there will be no further impact on the next day. They will wake up and become active at 6 a.m. as usual, even if you stay up late. Therefore, even though the day will go on until 2 a.m., there is no requirement to stay awake for the whole day. Conversely, there is also no immediate need to sleep as soon as the clock turns midnight. The game will save automatically only after you have gone to sleep and your daily profit has been accepted, signaling the start of a new day. In multiplayer, it is possible to nap during the daytime when positioned in a bed. The normal sleep confirmation dialog will appear for that player, and all players will see an automatic message announcing the player's intent to sleep. The player will slowly regain energy and health as time passes, at 2 points per second, just like at the spa. When in bed, a dialog will indicate how many other players are also waiting to end the day. There will be no additional messages if they choose to get up out of bed and later return to bed. Finally, note that in multiplayer, all players must be sleeping simultaneously or pass out to progress to the overnight profit breakdown, and all players must click OK to close the profit breakdown screen in order to save and start the next day. You can stay awake until 2 a.m., after which your character will pass out. This means you are unable to be active after 2 a.m., even if you have energy remaining. If you pass out outside of your farmhouse or cabin, you will wake up in bed, having been dragged there by Linus, Marvin, or Dr. Harvey if you are not married to him. In every case, 10% of the player gold, up to a maximum of 1,000 gold, or 2,500 gold on Ginger Island, including the volcano dungeon, will be lost. The details of this transaction will appear as a letter in your mailbox the next day, although Linus does not count the gold lost. The amount is still stored in the game file. There is no penalty for falling asleep while inside a farmhouse or cabin. In a multiplayer game, any player that passes out will be announced in chat, even if they are inside the farmhouse. The darkness also changes at different times according to the season. In spring and summer, it will be dark at 8, while in fall it is at 7, and winter it is at 6. At nightfall, the background noises change, and indoors windows turn dark and lamp scones light up. Indoor locations also become dark at night unless fully lit by light sources, such as the greenhouse. But if nightfall happens while you are indoors, it stays lit until you exit and re-enter. At night, outdoors, it does not immediately become fully dark, but gradually becomes darker over time. Villagers move to different locations around the valley depending on time, combined with additional influences from the days of the week. The time of day also affects what locations are open, including shops. For example, most locations in Pelican Town open at 9. As well, certain fish only appear at certain times of the day. For example, it is considered nighttime after 6, which makes it possible to catch some nighttime fish. However, as an aside, it does not become dark until around 8 p.m., depending on the season. Other fish may only be active at certain hours during the daytime, such as a period during the morning or afternoon. Animals will leave their coop or barn at the start of the day if it is possible to do so. This condition is when the weather is sunny and that you left their animal door open. This allows them to eat grass. In the evening, they will return to the building to sleep. These animals will attempt to return to their coop or barn at 5 p.m. on their own. They will start going to sleep at 7 p.m. They will stop moving around the building by themselves at 8 p.m. After that time, they settle down and stay in one place. They normally cannot be interacted with while they are asleep, making it impossible to raise their heart level at this point. The heart level of cows and goats, however, is also increased through successful milking, which can be done at any time, including while they are sleeping. The advantage of milking after 8 is that the animals will not walk away and be out of range. Sometimes the animals will refuse to go inside, moving around like they would during the day, even at midnight. This can be fixed by leaving and re-entering the farm, and the animals will automatically move inside. Exiting the barn and re-entering is another option. The animals will change position randomly. For purposes of processing times of things like kegs, oil makers, furnaces, and the like, a full day of 24 hours counts as 1,200 minutes, but time passes differently from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., with each hour counting as 100 minutes. This means that processing activities that normally take longer than the 240 minutes, or 4 hours, but less than 400 minutes, like making oil, which takes 360 minutes, or smelting gold, which takes 300 minutes, will still be completed by 6 a.m. if started at 1:50 a.m. This also means that each full 24-hour time period counts as 1,600 minutes instead of 1,440 minutes. We will begin to talk about the farm and aspects of the farm. The first thing we will talk about is the crops. Crops are the plants that you grow from seeds to be harvested for the purpose of selling them, making food, or gifting them to a villager. In general, every crop is seasonal. It can only be planted during its designated season, and when seasons change, the crop will wither and die if left unattended. Multi-season crops, such as the sunflower, corn, coffee bean, tea, and ancient fruit, will continue to grow during all specified seasons. Monsters, if you are on a wilderness farm, or if you have toggled it on by the dark shrine of night terrors, have no effect on your crops. Crops can be eaten by crows when there are over 15 crops growing and there is no scarecrow within the range. Your farm animals will never trample or destroy your crops. They may get in the way of planting before harvesting, but they will never cause damage. Untilled farmland must be tilled with the hoe before fertilizing or planting, an activity that does consume some of your daily energy, as you will see on your energy bowl. Seeds and fertilizer are placed on a tilled tile individually. Since planting and fertilizing require no tool use, they consume no energy. Only one type of fertilizer at a time may be used on any given tile. Some fertilizer must be placed on the tile before you plant the seed. Other types can be placed either before or after planting. Watering can be done at any time after tilling, and freely either before or after fertilizing or planting, and without regard to order. Some crops will have a trellis, which you cannot walk through, so it is important to choose an appropriate layout so you can reach your crops, water your crops, and harvest them. However, when they are dead, you can walk through them. There are green beans, hops, and grapes. They require the trellis. The grown times will exclude the day that the seeds are planted. If you plant on the first day of the season, a 5-day crop will be ready for harvest on day 6, not day 5. In this case, the number may be thought of as the number of nights required to grow the crop. Crops must be watered every day for maximum growth. If unwatered for a day, a crop will not grow. Unwatered crops do not die, but they will not grow either. If a seed is planted into unwatered soil and not watered the same day, it will not grow that night. Growth will start the following night. Planting after midnight does not impose a penalty. It still counts as having been planted on the current day. On the first of each season, all crops that are no longer in season will wither and die, leaving behind a dead crop. When a dead crop is left behind at the start of the season, it will keep the soil it was planted on tilled, which can reduce the amount of manual tilling and watering that needs to be done. Dead crops are removed with a scythe. Multi-season crops that are still in season, for example, corn planted in the summer and now it is fall, that will not wither, it will simply continue to grow. Fully grown crops that are ready to harvest will wither and die when moving to a new season. The quality of crops comes in 4 levels: regular, silver star, gold star, and iridium star. Quality is determined when the crop is harvested. Normally, harvested crops are almost all of regular quality, with a few at silver or gold. The average quality can be increased by placing seeds into fertilized soil. Note that iridium quality crops are possible only with deluxe fertilizer. Increasing your farming skill also increases the chance of harvesting better quality crops. If a seed maker turns a higher quality crop into seeds, the seeds are not more likely to produce higher quality crops than when grown and harvested. Note that for forage items grown from wild seeds, the quality of the item is determined by foraging skill, not farming skill, making iridium quality foraged items possessed with the botanist profession. Higher quality crops demand higher prices when sold and deliver greater energy and health benefits when eaten. If given to an NPC who likes or loves the crop, a silver, gold, or iridium quality crop will give a higher number of friendship points. Crop quality has no effect on cooked foods, health or energy gains, or the quality of artisan goods produced. The quality star of a crop in an inventory animates when it is iridium. For crops that can produce multiple at harvest, such as the coffee bean, cranberries, and blueberries, basic, quality, and deluxe fertilizer affects only the first crop produced. That is, only 1 out of 4 coffee beans is affected at each harvest, or only 1 out of 3 blueberries would be affected, etc. Finally, I will talk about the farmhouse itself. This is the player's permanent residence in Stardew Valley. At first, it only has one small room that contains your single bed, a fireplace, an old TV, and various decorations depending on the farm style you choose, as well as a floor mat of varying design. These can all be changed and expanded later in the game. The outer footprint of the farmhouse is a 9x5 rectangle. The firehouse can be moved, as well as every other item in the game. Flooring and wallpaper can be changed using patterns bought from Pierre's or JojaMart or fetched from a catalog. New furniture can be added or removed at any time, including fireplaces. Upgrades can be purchased at the carpenter shop. Each new room added when you upgrade has its own flooring and wallpaper pattern. Upon marrying or having Krobus move in as a roommate, the game will add an extra room that is based on the character's style. On your upgrades, your first upgrade will add a kitchen that includes a kitchen counter that unlocks cooking, as well as a refrigerator that acts as a chest. However, items in the fridge can be used when cooking, even though they are not in your inventory, much like a crafting station placed next to a chest. This also adds a bedroom and upgrades your bed from a single to a double, which means you can now be married. Your second upgrade will add 2 new rooms. One will be empty, and one will have a crib and 2 child beds. This will allow you to have children. In addition to that, if you do not want your partner to ask about children, or you do not want to have that option pop up. Simply removing those beds and the crib will stop your husband or wife from asking to have children. This means you won't accidentally say yes if you didn't mean to have any at all. The kitchen and the bedroom are larger, and this unlocks renovations and the ability to paint your house. The third upgrade will add a cellar under the house, allowing access via the kitchen. The cellar has casks which can age products like cheese and wine to increase their quality and value. The cellar comes with 33 casks, although it may house up to 189 casks. The renovations after your second time of upgrading, you can purchase them. These are completed instantly. Your renovations can be refunded in full at any time, provided that the expanded area isn't occupied. Refunds are complete instantly as well. For instance, Robin will remove the crib from the room for free. This prevents you from having additional children. As I said before, this is a good option if you don't want your partner to ask about children. If you want the open bedroom renovation, it removes the wall between your bedroom and the front area, leaving a larger space overall, but it does not dissect the bedroom area. Adding a southern room is very nice. This will add a staircase from your bedroom down into a separate little area. This in my gameplay is where I keep my TV. Adding a corner room will add another staircase going up from the bedroom, which is another room you may have seen in my house. The spouse and roommate rooms will be different depending on each spouse, but it will be off to the side of your bedroom. Abigail's room looks a lot like her own room, complete with a television, game set, and drums. Alex's room has football themed wallpaper as well as many sports equipment and weightlifting equipment. Elliot's room is cozy and nice with a large bookshelf and little barrels and plants. Emily's room has that exotic look that she keeps in her own room with pretty pictures, a cute little heart design, and her parrot comes with her too. However, her parrot will not be visible to anyone in multiplayer who has not seen her forward event. Haley's room is also a reflection of her room at home. It has the palm tree decor and the same heart shape on her wall as you would have with Emily's wall, as well as a place for her pictures to go. Harvey's room is cute too. He has his radio with him, as well as little miniature planes and a little poster of a plane. He's got a little workbench for them too, so he can build them. Leah's room looks like her cottage. It's quite empty, if you ask me, but she has room for her art, and that is very important to her. Maru's room also appears a little empty, but it has lots of little things in it. Lots of computer parts and a robot, as well as her telescope. Penny's room has bookshelves all along it, as well as a table with chairs. She likes to live very cozy as well. Sam's room has his piano and computer, as well as a microphone stand and a bookshelf. Sebastian's room is also pretty much how he had it in the basement. We can see it in my gameplay, but if you haven't done the 14 heart event, I think it is, then you won't have the frog table that mine does. It will just be a normal table, but he has his computer and his nice black couch. He's also a little bit messy, but that's okay too. Shane is the messiest of all. He leaves tracks in his room. He has things all over the floor. He really doesn't have a theme, but it's very dirty. There's even a spill on his rug. And finally, if you invite Krobus to live with you, his space will look exactly like it does in the sewers. I hope you enjoyed this talk through. Leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about this. Have a good night.